What's going on? What's going on? This is like an impromptu live. Let me change my settings here. Yeah, it's like an impromptu live. It was a little bit late today, so I'm gonna do my thing though. I tell y'all what, man, it's been interesting times, man, and I say that with all sincerity. And let me move this around. What's going on, Braden Bulls? Sub Solar Mike. Man, this is like I say. This is only gonna probably be about an hour long. I was having technical difficulties. What's going on, Terrier House? Bobby Banks, Mel. What's going on, Tremel? What's up, Alan Dennis? Out in these streets, man. We getting the things done. What's going on, Mr. Lewis? Which one is that? Canino Bullies. I got this damn tea and it's too hot, so we rolling. I tell you what, though, it's almost funny to not do it with the music. But, man, where do I begin? What's up, Top Predator? Andrew. Okay, Alan, I'll be here. If I leave, I'm only leaving for a couple days. Oh, Chris, you doing it the right way. I had a full house over the weekend. Yeah, I had a full house over the weekend. Let me see, Nori. It might go to the other phone if I ain't got it. But, things have been sort of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, yeah, that baby nice. Yeah, that baby. Yeah, that baby nice, Nori. Yeah, that baby nice. That's how they supposed to look. I don't know, they starting to mess those up too. That baby nice there. I like it. I was gonna love that half face. Well, almost half face, but it's got the perfect bulldog head and everything. Yeah, that baby nice. Yeah, I don't know what they did to the oldies now. They just don't look the same, man. I guess they screw up everything. So let me scoot back a little bit. Too close to the damn thing. Yeah, they screw up everything, man. It's I guess that's just the way shit goes. But that's another breed. Oh, look, I'm banging everything around in here today. Trying to raise the seat so I ain't just. But yeah, I tell you what, it's been a lot going on, y'all. It's been a lot going on, man. Damn, Nora, you threw me off with that one. I like that, baby. That's how they used to be. Oh, that's off that fro. Okay, that's off that. Now I wonder why she got that old look, man. She got that old. What's going on, Dan? Dan, I'm gonna get some pictures for you, man, and we look like we on the on the countdown too. Whew, it's been a mission. This weekend I actually got 2 days off to go check out my oldest, and we went to see Chris Bodie, which is most of y'all probably won't know who he is, but he's a jazz trumpet player. In my opinion, probably the best trumpet player going right now. His band was off the charts. The orchestra was off the charts. So it was a good experience, man, to get up out the house, and it was a great experience to be able to do it with my kids. So it was what's going on, East Shore. It was a beautiful thing. But I tell y'all, as we the questions have been raised about the Abkc, and I'm gonna jump right into it since we don't have as much time as usual. If some of y'all noticed, the Abkc is doing this new thing where they're putting up the original. They use their logo, which is a circle, of course, and it has Abkc and all that written in there. And then they have, that's the O, and it spells out original. and they talk about the only certified American Bully Registry. Okay, and a lot of people like started asking questions about this, and I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. This is where this comes from. It's more of Dave's propaganda. You know what I mean? You know, it's more of Dave's propaganda. And Andrew, what's going on? There's no such thing as a certified, verified, or any of that registry. You know what I'm saying? It's no such thing as that. You know, hey Zeus, it's been storming down there. Try to get you some pictures, and hopefully this dude is here in the next couple of days. But I tell you, the whole thing of, first of all, like I said, now I'm stuttering, but there is no such thing as a certified registry. The Abkc is the first ever American Bully Registry. No one is taking that away from us when we started it. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword when you want to start. You know, using your titles, basically. And that's what, that's what they're doing now. They're using their titles. We're the first, we're the original, we're the best. You know what I mean? All of those things. Okay, well, we'll give you that, but this is the biggest problem is, what's going on with the Abkc right now is, DeCarlo, what are you doing? Stop. They are starting to be banned. I don't notice if y'all. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but there has not been shows in China for a while, and it's not just the coronavirus that's stopping them from being there. There hasn't been, as we know, there's been shows that have been canceled in Europe. There's a lot of different places that are canceling them. There's a lot of people who don't want to deal with them now, and it's getting to be a greater and greater list. The reason why the Abkc is going proactive, they're going TikTok, they're trying to, hold on to their claim is because they're getting desperate. And the reason they're getting desperate is they see that there's a lot of backlash. There's possible, like I say, there's a possible indictments coming for some people who hang around the Abkc. There's a lot of things going on, and the pressure that's going on with the Abkc at this moment. One of the pressures that they're really feeling now is the WBA. And I've been told this from a couple little sources that they are really panicked, and this is one of the reasons why. Yeah, Jesus, all they had to do was follow their own rules, but that seemed like that was a hard thing to do. And one of the things that's happening now is that although the TBKC has done nothing at this point, for whatever reason, the TBKC is a thorn in their sides, and they're starting to feel pressure from that. The WBA has already jumped out, and they took that punishment. The WBA is actually taking business away from them. The WBA is actually, has people basically throwing in the Abkc's face that y'all are not a real registry. Y'all don't protect the breed. We're going elsewhere. And the thing of it is that they're worried that the thing that we've been talking about may finally come to existence, that the TBKC and the WBA are all and the IBKC are all running at the same time and starting to give very, very strong opposition to the Abkc. But the saddest part about this, and what they don't know is they want to focus on the terms of the other registries, and that's not their biggest problem. As Jesus said, the Abkc's biggest problem was nice, Dan, nice. Yeah, I can't wait to get out to a couple WBA shows. Well, I'm gonna be judging a few. Excuse me, and also just to rep a little bit and to get out and check people out, man. I always like it when it's not my show because I get to enjoy it more. But this is yeah, Tramel, this is where Dave never understood this, and I told him for a while ago. What's going on, Chewy? Hey, healthy dogs matter, my brother, you know it. The problem started a while ago with the Abkc, and they don't want to admit it, and they just don't want to live up to it, and they're having a problem, with that understanding. The show started getting smaller quite simply because of them, not because of another registry. The ABKC should have been the most untouchable registry in the American bully world. It should have never been come down to any question that anything, that anybody could do anything with the ABKC, because they started off at the top. You know, and the funniest thing, yeah, they'll have more. Well, right now, Houston, they have a certain individual who's down in Houston, and he's like their last stronghold. So when you look at it, the funniest thing about that is that they really blew a lot of opportunities. You know what I mean? And the thing, oh my God, Dooney, really? This girl's really working my nerves today, everybody. I guess y'all give me 5 minutes so she can use the bathroom, and we'll come back and do this. Finish this live, y'all give me a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. What's going on, Raul? Come on, man. you get in the back. You're messing up the live. Huh. Shut up, punk. All right, y'all. Hey, I guess when nature calls, nature calls. Then on top of it, the little thing gonna talk shit to me on the way back. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Now, whew, mind's right, refresh right. I got an hour to get my point across. What I'm gonna do, since this one was actually since we were late, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, and I'm gonna do Wednesday. Then we'll probably be off Thursday and Friday because I have to drive, and I'll be back on Sunday morning. What's going on, Kitty? So we'll still end up being like 3 days in a row this week. This one is just an hour, and you know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm just catching up on everything. Well, this is the thing. Okay, bully scientist, you say Abkc isn't going anywhere. They can go somewhere. Man, look, we have seen the biggest businesses in the world. Mr. Estefez, what's going on? We have seen the biggest businesses in the world collapse. We have seen some of the greatest people in the world collapse behind bad business, behind bad business. Now, I don't want to harp on that, but I will say, when you say that they're not going anywhere, when you start talking about an international investigation based off of money laundering, you know, money laundering through drugs, it's a laundry list of charges that go along with that. And when you have the man who's at the very top of it all, Dave Wilson, hand in hand with a lot of these people, you can't forget, you know what I mean? One of Dave's partners is actually literally known as King Heroin. Literally. Now, this is the owner of the Abkc. If you haven't figured out, trust me, a drug case and money laundering will destroy any business. Period. Now, when you say that, I'm going to tell you like this and ask those who know. Tramel crazy. Ask those who know. The Abkc, the shows used to be 10 times this size. Right now, the thing that's keeping the Abkc alive is that there's not a very, very strong competitor. So people need them. Trust me. They basically put, without saying they put a ban on it or play games, they play games with my paperwork. And all I heard is people, paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. People are paperwork crazy. So what the Abkc right now is a great clerk. They're a great set of individuals who you know what I mean, who have whatever, you know what I mean. And at the end of the day, what the way it goes is, and that's one of those stupid asses trying to mess up the live, not understanding that this thing is not on the same wavelength as that, so they can't just keep calling in and tripping the thing to mess the live up anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you align yourself with the right people, and I don't think that people understood how important that investigation and that clip was. You know, that raised so many red flags to the point where people start pulling out of shows over there. But this is the sad part. What they were talking about. Oh, nice, Mel. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing all my WBA stuff, or the rest of my WBA stuff this weekend. If I take the trip, I'll get it done Saturday. But what they were talking about is, you know, the activity that's going on in the United States. You know, we look, some of us are from the streets. Some of us have dealt with things, unfortunately. At the end of the day, when you play around with the federal government, you play around with the federal government's money. When you play around with the, you know what I mean? Look, the WBA has just gotten started. Bro, I'm going to tell you like this, and this is something that I can give you real information on. If you build it, they will come. If you are the only show in town, we've seen that from Kmart. We've seen that from many of very large businesses all around the world that used to be the only show in town. Once upon a time, you know what I'm saying, Arby's was kicking people's ass. You know, when you are the only show in town, people will deal with you because they have to, not because they want to. They have to. If you're the only well in town, people got to get water, so they're going to come. In this community right now, people want American bullies. They want to show American bullies. 90% of all American bully people don't even know that the WBA or the IBKC exists. Most people don't know anything about the BRC because they sort of burned their bridges when they came in the door by allowing more exotic dogs and different things of that nature. So at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, is you will not get anything. You will not get anything going. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have a competitor. Once you have a competitor, it's over with. Yeah, exactly, Holly Reese. Once I guarantee you this, and I'm not saying that just because I have the TBKC about to jump off, but when you give people who have been very disgruntled with a product an option, they will leave them. It's that simple. When you give people an option to get away from something that has been corrupt, you can't say that when we don't see bully scientists, we don't see the people who complain about the way the shows are going, who complain about the way the dogs are going, who have complained about certain individuals always showing up and winning no matter what their dog is in the ring. Those have been the complaints, and this is the reason why a lot of ABKC shows now are getting 50 to 100 people to show up. So with that being said, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's because you have no option. Once you have a viable registry that is throwing shows all around and believes what you believe in and has people, jumping in, then you'll see. I'll tell you like this: you don't believe that the ABKC is in trouble. I have had a registry that has been dormant, and me living through personal issues and everything else and not being able to do something. And this is no cap. Currently, I have shows that are set to jump off in Jamaica, Trinidad. We have someone who wants to throw shows in Canada, just waiting on it. Inside the United States, I have over 10 reps and people who have been sending me information, ready to do shows, right away. And I want y'all to pay attention to my Hall of Fame page, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to post some merchandise on there, for any of y'all to send to the trucks and different things like that. But it just clicked in my mind. That's totally off topic. But anyway, people are looking for another option. The ABKC has a 20-year head start on everybody. But once that head start is over with, it's a done deal. You know what I mean? It's a done deal. It's a done deal. You have to put competition in there. You have to put people in there who are ready to do what they do. And once that is happening, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. The people are speaking. We just can't see it. You know what I mean? Much love, Tremel. The people are speaking. What's going on, Pharaoh? We just can't see it. I'll tell you one thing that happened, and this was the one that truly blew it. And now I'm excited and I feel like I'm blessed because I'm in a position to really jump off. But I have incredible support. The very moment that my guys are done over here, we'll be able to throw up 25 shows. We got people in UK who want us to do shows. I just got a brother from Belize that he wants to throw a show down there. We have somebody in Colombia, which I've already done. Colombia, they want to have it. I heard the WBA had a good show this weekend. People want that shit to go down. People want another option. You know what I mean? The ABKC is not even allowed in Cali. You know what I mean? But it's crumbling fast in front of our very eyes, and it's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's not going to work. The registry itself is not going to work, and that's just that simple. At the end of the day, all it comes down to is they need a viable option, a big platform option, and something that's going to stand for what people want. The RKC was the greatest example of how close to being screwed up that the UKC can be. That the ABKC can be. The reason being is that when the RKC started and I watched it, I was not a part of any registry at that time. It was no big deal to me. But the one thing that I noticed from the registry, when they started is the RKC was getting bigger shows even at that time. And you're talking about 2014, 2013, 2014, right? The RKC was moving. The RKC had big name dogs there. You got to remember Ruger is an RKC champion. You know what I mean? You had the Bison, who was an RKC champion. You know, you had a good amount of dogs who were going over and showing in the RKC, and the RKC had the name, they had the people behind it, they knew what they represented. They had the whole Remy line crew with them. Within 1 year, the RKC had the ABKC very, 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 very scared. You know, very scared, to the point that it got political to where they didn't want Ruger to win the 2014 Nationals. And this was in 1 year because, for one, Fabian was very, very popular with people. Fabian started throwing those shows everywhere. His crew was pushing everything tough, and they gave people an option because you got to remember, even in 2014, things hadn't got as bad as they are now. Things hadn't got nearly as bad. Like in 2014, Bashar was still sort of behind the scenes, you know, and sneaking dogs into the ring. This was just when he started to really try to push Mr. Beans. So it hadn't got that bad. You know, and over the next couple of years, we saw a lot out of the ABKC that made people start going crazy. The only problem is that Fabian, instead of sticking to the lane that had him as a dominant winner and running through everything, he sort of switched up, and it derailed the success that they were having. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm telling you, bully scientists, they are in trouble one way or the other because, you know, it's rough. You know what I mean? Like Holly Reese has pointed out several times, you start talking about the law getting involved, not to mention all of the animosity from people, but you talking about the law getting involved, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Y'all make sure y'all hit like, man, when y'all come in here. Please do that for me. It's going to happen. You know, it is so much surrounding this, and I'm not going to go heavy into that, but I'm going to tell y'all that it is so much surrounding that situation, that legal situation that they're involved in, that this thing will make national news. I promise you that. This will be something that eventually you will see on Dateline. You're already just think about it. TMZ is already covering shit like the fights and the robberies surrounding these dogs. You've already starting to get national attention. You know what I mean? Is that okay? Just chill out, Donnie. I'll get you one when we go home. But the thing of it is that, you know, yeah, the people are like, no one wants to be around a situation that's gone bad. Right now, if you look at those shows, it's pathetic. Well, bully scientists, the truth of it is, Dave tried to sell. Dave tried to sell to Cameron Wembley, who's the owner of the BBCR. He tried to sell to Cameron Wembley. That was back in around the same time, around 2015. Yeah, he tried to sell then. And the price tag was just too high. Cam didn't go for that price tag. But yeah, Dave, they sat down in Florida and had a good old meeting. And Dave has been trying to sell the ABKC. If Dave got the proper offer for the ABKC, he would walk away. I'm telling you, a good mutual friend of both of ours, you know what I'm saying, has said it over and over again. Ed Shepard is dead, Tramel. I can't work with Ed, you know what I mean? But I'm not against working with anybody to improve the community. You know what I mean? I'm not but the thing of it is who really wants to improve this community, and it goes to the second part of the topic of this show. But you know, who's really out here to make this community a better community? We have to ask ourselves that question. Like, and the thing of it is some people is trying to put me and some of the other guys that I really don't have beef with. We just have different ideas, you know what I mean, against each other. But I stand firm in my view that you cannot fix these horrible dogs. These horrible dogs do, you know what I mean? Oh, I didn't know if you knew Ed was dead. I mean, I mean, I would work with anybody, but at the same time, I don't think that any of those people have an interest in what I have an interest in. My ultimate interest, and y'all will see it. There's been so much talk, and I'm glad that we finally get to prove it. But my ultimate interest is making the breed better. That's it. That's it. This is why I'm demanding. This is the difference between me and thee. And I would I'll tell you this, and I don't have any problem with it. First of all, my brother Chewy came on and he said healthy dogs matter. Healthy dogs matter. I'll run down the gambit of things, and y'all can tell me no, Tramel, he really gone, brother. He yeah, he really gone. God rest Ed. Me and Ed go way back. Nothing but love for Ed, man. And I can put the difference between there, I can put the difference between there. I don't gotta like your dog to like you. Ed was an alright dude though, you know what I mean? He was what he was. But let me say this, you know, and this is the difference for those who are just tuning in. And I'm gonna run it down. No, you ain't gotta apologize. We don't know everybody's lives in this shit. What's going on, Janet? This is a reality. Yeah, you have to ask that question. Why would you want an unhealthy dog? This is the things that they've done to me over the years, and I'm just gonna tell y'all this. And after a while, I'm just learning, and I'm very very honest about the things. I still do my little therapy and talk to people to make sure that I stay on the right track, as far as what I'm saying, not getting too crazy and cussing everybody out. I basically do anger management type shit. But I'm embracing now. I'm embracing the hate. I'm embracing everything. But throughout this journey, I'm gonna tell y'all, like I told y'all, and y'all seen some of the homies was on here talking about when I showed y'all the papers. I've been sued so many times where these people have wanted me to shut up. I was offered, and that's on video. All you have to do is go to Zeb Pitts, and he talks about that. I've been offered, top positions with the Abkc, and I turned that down because they weren't right. You know what I mean? They weren't about the right thing. They weren't about trying to fix the breed. They weren't trying to they weren't about stopping the corruption. I told them, if you ever made me the head of the Abkc, I told Dave this flat out. It was going to be at least 2/3 to 75% of all of your judges and your people are getting the fucking boot because they're corrupt. They're taking payments. They're making buddy deals. They're robbing the community of the opportunity to actually show their dog in a fair fashion. That ended our negotiations of me being, one of the heads of the Abkc over there. But I was coming in, he came to me saying, let's fix it. That was my first thing to fix it. Get rid of the people. You get rid of the people. Now, those who are serious about this, I can talk to them about fixing the standards. I turned that down. That was a very high paying job. You know what I mean? It's well known that I turned down $120,000 in cash as just a small 20% actually investment in the TBKC because they wanted me to take in exotics. They wanted me to take in certain things that I was not privy to. I would rather struggle on my own terms knowing that I'm about the right thing than take dirty money and fuck this breed over. I am not them. I was offered a long time ago to own the dog that later became known as Demon Boy and to push and to promote him because he was going to be a big thing. I didn't take the dog. I've been handed over semen for Dax dogs. I mean, some of the best Dax dogs as far as name goes, and the owner of them, was a guy that y'all know well who's with the Abkc. Let's just put it that way. I gave that shit right back. I gave that back. I gave plenty of straws back, plenty of favors back. When anything that comes about, that I feel like is not right. And how I ended up with that was a part of the bundle. I wanted some other straws for some dogs like Smokey and some of the other dogs that I like, and I saw that these dogs was in there, and I'm like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And it was like, we gonna lure you in slowly to push, the other side. I turned that shit down. If y'all have heard on the live, Bashar has offered plenty of time to do stuff with me and this and that and the other, basically come make money with us. No, Khan was on the live. Let's just do a breeding. Let's just do a breeding. No, I'm not a sellout. You know what I mean? I'm not a sellout. Well, if you go to TBKC Dogs right now, it says sites under registry. I mean, under whatever construction. We are our plan at this point in time is to open up that site and to be doing paperwork either late next month or the first part of June. So that's where we're at with it. But but like I say, these are all documented things where can't nobody run on here and talk about, oh, he capping, he lying. No, these is things that came out from reliable people that told y'all this. I am going to do what I feel like is the best thing for the breed. It's just that simple. By me saying that I want to DNA test all the dogs, why do y'all think that they're not talking about DNA test? Hey, I appreciate you, color code. I'll keep you updated. We're gonna have a lot of good things going on. But the reason that they don't want all of the dogs DNA tested is because it costs you a massive amount of money. When all of these dogs start flunking DNA tests, by rule, you're supposed to ban these dogs. Well, if you ban those dogs, you ban those dogs and the million of puppies that they're going to have, because most of those dogs come off of people who are puppy mills and they're going to breed them to death. That's more registrations for you through by way of their kids, and their kids will be puppy milled too, and that's more money. And this is one of the reasons why they do not want mandatory DNA testing. I've been at their necks about doing mandatory DNA testing and making it public for the last, I don't know, 15 years, and they won't do it for that reason. The Abkc is so corrupted at this time that the going back to the initial talk of them bragging about we're the original and we're the only in this. Well, too much who is given, much is required, right? And the Abkc has to ask themselves, if you are the original, that means you were there from the start. Why is the community in the condition that it's in, Dave? Why are the dogs screwed up and nothing has been done about it, Dave? You are right. Abkc, you are the original registry. You are, I don't know where you say you're the only official American Bully Registry, but okay, certified American Bully. Who's doing the certification? But that's fine if you want to make up another title for yourself. But when you say that you're all of these things, are you taking credit for all of the bullshit that we've seen? Aren't you the same registry who introduced the class for the extreme and gave a dog who is deformed like Dax a platform? And aren't you pretty much single-handedly responsible for pushing Dax and making him what he was, and putting in thousands and thousands of dogs with horrible genetics for heart and joint issues, and I mean a multitude of joint issues, because you pushed the dog instead of banning the dog when you seen it come along? That's what the original registry has given you. Are you the same registry that went out and said that Miyagi should be banned because he's not this and that, but now you will literally let his kids be champion in your registry? I mean, bully scientists, we do accept it at a certain percentage. I've told them that it has to be back. Well, we haven't decided that, but we want it basically under 3%, and that's it. And that was not actually my thing. That was one of my friends in the registry that decided to. But Miyagi, this is the thing. That is a consolation, like an olive branch. The bully community does not owe it to Miyagi or his blood to say that it belongs. When someone says that I have cheated, that I have done something wrong to the breed, you really don't owe it to them to extend an olive branch and say, hey, oh yeah, you can come back because there's so many of y'all. The objective of so many is the reason why that this community is like it is. Every time that we talk about so many, it's a change of rules. It wasn't Merles allowed, but now that there's so many, Merles are allowed. It wasn't Miyagi dogs allowed in anything before, but once it became so many, now they're allowed. And the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. Every time something is a lot of, it's allowed because there are a lot of them, and people have to put up a fight because numbers. At some point in time, if we ever want to have a real breed, imagine if the Rottweiler, and all of a sudden they start saying, well, you can come in with blue Rottweilers because there's a lot of them. What if all of a sudden, you know what I mean, you were allowed to have red and white Dalmatians? Because there's a lot of them. We've seen it happen to the French Bulldog, that now it's the most overbred breed in the world. People are robbing, stealing, killing for them. They're overweight. They're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, because there were a lot of them. There were a lot of dogs that didn't fit the format of what a French Bulldog was supposed to be. Now, today, the Frenchie is basically facing extinction because you have more people breeding the dog the wrong way than you do have people breeding the right way. At some point in time, you have to stand against numbers. Never in history has anybody been considered great who won based off of the fact that the odds were in favor of them. Greatness is often defined by beating the odds, and we have to do that, you know? You know what I mean? Well, I mean, this is the thing. We did agree based off of the fact that there are a lot of dogs throughout the American Bully breed in general that would have questionable stuff, like whether it was some of the Mastiffs in the back, or some people say oldie Bulldogs. And that's why we said we would go down on a certain percentage. But we will be very, very vigilant in going forward that whatever that percentage is and whatever that pedigree line is going forward, we will, you know, it's not that people can, just because we say, hey, 9, 10 generations, or, and I'm just throwing out a number, that you can have, you know, such and such blood in the pedigrees. It doesn't mean that we're going to change it and later on allow a son of this dog to come in now, because that breaks the rules. Whatever that rule and that limit is, we're going to push that limit. I do understand where you're coming from. I've seen dogs who have Miyagi blood that I liked. You know what I mean? I've seen dogs that have had Miyagi blood up front that I've liked, just like I've seen dogs with Dax blood up front that I like. But is that what we want to put into our DNA? Do we want to put dogs in our DNA that have obviously questionable things? Because if we continue to put that in our DNA at a high rate, the dogs are going to be affected. Our ultimate goal should be to put the absolute best dogs into the pedigrees and allow those dogs to flourish in the bully community. Not to keep on, and one of the reasons that the dogs are so bad now is that it's watered down. I mean, it's terribly watered down, to where, you know, you see a lot of these dogs, and even the ones that look good, when you look at their pedigree, it doesn't look as good. And that tells you a lot about what's going on with the American Bully community. It's really pretty sad, you know. It's really pretty sad. And y'all please hit like. As I told y'all, man, it's a brother hit me up, and I meant to get back with him. I was running like crazy this morning. But, you know, he hit me up and he said he pretty much thinks he knows who the individuals are who's trying to mess up my lives and different things like that. And I just tell y'all, I really don't give a fuck. And excuse my language, but at a certain point in time, it's just like, look, man, if you a grown man and that's the way that you behave as a grown man, and you carrying on that way, carry on, motherfucker. I can't do nothing for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's so lame and it's so silly at that point. On here, it ain't no messing it up because it's connected to nothing. So, you know what I mean? It's a sad state of affairs that grown ass people behave this way, but it is what it is. You know, we have to. I've been fighting these odds for these dogs for a long time. So a couple weirdos, you know what I'm saying? It really ain't gonna do much. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, if you look on my screen again, look, no caller ID, no caller ID, no caller ID. You know, and they do that every show, and they'll probably keep on doing it. And it's just the silliness that we deal with in this community, man. And I'm telling y'all, everybody in this community is going to different extent, you know, lengths to try to salvage whatever, and to try to shut me up and shut other people up who are speaking out against nonsense in the breed. You know, literally some of the fights that we've been in, and y'all have seen it, literally getting into fights with individuals about dogs that can't breathe and whether or not those dogs should be bred. Literally getting into issues about, you know, mixing dogs and why that should not be allowed. But ultimately, we have to start standing on reality. I am not going to be the person to sit there and keep telling y'all, or even go along with those who are trying to tell you that, oh yeah, the breed had an element of bulldog in it from the first place, and this is why. No, fuck that. the bottom line is, and you ask any of them, and I don't care which breeder it is, if the breed started off with a bulldog, and a lot of these guys are switch up artists because they wasn't talking that bullshit years ago, but if these dogs started off with bulldog, why is it that the early dogs didn't look like bulldogs? I mean, we have to call it what it is. What is your agenda to put these dogs in there? What is your agenda to put fat and unhealthy dogs? What is your agenda to look at a dog that may look like a Remy, and all of a sudden you got a dog that looks exactly like a... I mean, come on, man. You know, the dog literally looks more bulldog than what Norel just sent me. And he's got a real bulldog, some old school blood, 23 years back. He's got a real oldie that he sent me a picture of, beautiful, by the way. And their dogs look more bulldog than his oldie do. But they want you to believe that this happened all of a sudden. I'm just not with the lies anymore. I'm with preserving and respecting the breed. The thing that I, you know what I mean? Like, to me, if you want to ever know what, oh, for sure, Big Nori, that's a bad baby there. That's a bad baby. Keep me posted when you do something with her. I know it's gonna be some years down the line, but I would love to have that old school look, man. For real. Like, it seemed like they mess up every breed as the years go along. But this is something that, I mean, it's guys, I'm not the one to run around and just yell, sell out to everybody. But sometimes, you know, the shoe starts fitting. When we pushing the wrong thing, we pushing the wrong thing. If you're a real dog man and you can't tell me why you would advocate for a dog with known health issues, the only reason that I'm going to assume is that it's money. I know what they say, if you assume you making a fool, you know, making an ass out of yourself. But at the end of the day, you got to give me a reason. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to love that Renaissance blood. You got to give me a real reason as to why you're doing this. It does not make sense. The bully is supposed to be ripped, and its head is not supposed to look like an English bulldog. If your bully has an English bulldog head, that is a flaw technically. That is supposed to be judged against you. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that is supposed to be judged against you. You don't get any points at all for that look, for your dogs being that way. That is supposed to be honestly, if your dog looks too much like a bulldog, it's really a DQ. It's not even a flaw. They can ask you to leave the ring because you're bringing in another breed. Imagine bringing in a Doberman Pinscher with a bulldog head. You have to leave the ring. The American bully community has to get smart enough that we start doing things the same way that these people are doing things. We have to kick screwed up dogs out the ring. It's just that simple. We have to get back to really bringing the true sport of it back to where you're bringing a nice dog that fits the standard into the ring, not just making it a fun show that whatever, you know, the people like, we'll do it. Hey, that's exactly what I'm getting at, Big Nori, is that, you know, it's not the same dog. You know, it's not. You know, and they can't even have a damn show without a dog dying anymore. Yeah, hey, Holly Reese. The funny thing is that the evaluation of their prices on a dog. I seen a post today that had me dying laughing because, oh yeah, you know what it is, Nori, that they want that money. You know, everything is about money with them. No morals at all. But they were talking about the fluffy Frenchies. What's going on, CC? The fluffy Frenchies is the funniest ones because y'all remember just like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, if you wanted a fluffy Frenchie, they was talking 50,000, 100,000, 15,000. Now they selling fluffy Frenchies for 1,500 and a damn Happy Meal. It's amazing what will happen when you know what I'm saying, when you decide to go the right way and use your own brain and use your own thought process to stop buying into bullshit. They want to mix, you know what I'm saying, a damn Frenchie with a Pomeranian and then sell it to you for 15,000. And just because you got a brother, excuse me, just because you got a brother with 1 million gold chains. Oh man, what's that? Elaine, and hopefully I ain't totally mispronounced your name, but I'll just say rocker or roker. I'm gonna mess it up. AR. I'm gonna just call you AR. But check it out. That that is an abnormality that people don't even understand. That dog not having the ability to put his tongue in his mouth, that's another abnormality. All of these are abnormalities that we should be recognizing in these dogs. Let me wipe my eyes off. That is an abnormality that we should be recognizing in these dogs as a part of, a lack of brain function. But we're not. You know what I mean? We're not. The exotic community is by far the worst, and I'll still say that. But the American bully community is trying to catch the exotic community. Oh yeah, they're trying every shortcut, and they're just causing more and more damage. And it's sad because ultimately, what about all of these animals? You know what I mean? Just like the fluffy thing. I'm telling y'all right now, they'll be the next ones. Like you're seeing them right now, and like I told you all before, the man who is the king of all kings, Kendrick Perkins, with all of his nonsense and talking about he's setting up partnerships and he building a fluffy, no scruff, this tough nation and all that shit. The thing that it is with Kendrick is that people don't understand. Nor you wonder why they dying early as hell. The dog is not tested out. The health issues ain't been put together. You know it like I know it. Anytime you make a breed, you have to go through a moratorium period where you see what's right and what's wrong with this dog. You might start putting these dogs together, and the dogs might be having seizures. They might be having this issue, that issue, and you got to see if you can breed it out or if it's something you can do differently with the dog. These guys are breeding the dogs and sending them home with people, and that's why these guys' dogs is dying every day, left and right. The dogs just can't survive. They're not what they're supposed to be. Man, I seen them bulldogs, and they keep on trying to say that that's what they're making. That's not the same dog. That mammoth bulldog, or however you pronounce it, that dog went through years of people actually breeding that dog and finding out what's wrong with it, and doing the right thing. They think because they can make a dog that's sort of close to that dog, that well, looks wise, that they're making the same dog. Just tearing some shit up. You know what I'm saying? They just tearing some shit up. The things that this is why I'm going to be so strong on the DNA test, the health testing, and the TBKC of really all breeds, but especially the American bullies, because the key is to weed out all bad genetics and weed out all lies. Yeah, Nori, please don't tell them that. They gonna start running over there, grabbing childs up and breeding them. Yeah, I read the history on it. They did some good work with them dogs. These fools, they gonna start going and running, grabbing childs and thinking they know what they doing. Woo! It's gonna be ugly. What's going on, Tone Horton? Tone Horton? Nah, I said it country as hell. What's going on, Tone? Man, yeah, hey Dan, they say it's fully functional if it can take 3 steps. CW Hall, you ain't never lied. You know what I mean? You ain't never lied. This is something that our community has to change. We have to change as individuals. That Merle coat, I tell you what, I don't have no straws off Biggie, man. I don't have no straws off Biggie. I had 2 straws off Biggie, and we opened up the first one and it wasn't viable. So I'm highly doubting that the second one is. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, but yeah, Biggie exchanged hands too many times. It was a lot of situations, prison sentences, and all kind of shit that led to Biggie moving around like he did. But we that Merle coat, I'm gonna tell you, and that's what I was about to touch on. That Merle coat, more and more people talking about the seizures. I got a dude, Tremel, that got presses out here. I had to put you in touch with him. Nah, man, I don't. Nori, I hate to tell you this, but I don't even talk to the dudes. The dude who has Uno, that's a crazy story. The dude who has Uno, bro, he actually one of Khan's boys. You know, yeah, he actually one of Khan's boys, and he fucked me on that dog. Yeah, Yeah, he fucked me over big time. I don't put the business out there, but yeah, he fucked me over big time. But it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that little crew, Cons and them crew, they got their first dogs from me. You know what, CW? I don't know a lot about BGK blood to speak on it, but some of the things I heard ain't the best, especially with some of the aggression. But I don't know. So keep in mind, I did say I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, I would have to do more and more research because when you're taking a couple people's words, on what they say, it could be something. You know what I mean? So see, now I'm feeling even worse about it because I know Nori do his studying. I know Nori be on their ass, but I don't know a lot about him. But it's a scary time, man. I think the scariest thing is all of this mixing, and as these guys mix more and more dogs in with more and more dogs, where are we going to be? What is going to lead to? How in a few years, we have to look at it as like, how, what are we going to be as a breed? And the thing that I'm scared of is like I say, it's been a hard upswing in people bites and attacks and deaths. And I know every dog is not a bully or a pit bull, but they attribute them to our breed. It's a scary time if you really love these dogs. And I'm not talking about those people who just have the dogs to have money. I'm talking about people like myself. I see Chris Braden on here. I see Nori. We just dog dudes. Like, if you took this internet shit away and there wasn't no shows and shit, we would still have dogs. I know my man Jesus is like that, Mel like that. We would just have dogs because we love dogs. And to see the game being how it is right now, to where you got people who just really don't know these dogs trying, it's bad. What's going on, Dale? Oh, God bless, brother. And that breed gonna have some fire, Nori. Yeah, that breed gonna have some fire. Them bull terriers is something else. I love them, but they something else. What's going on, Max? Support the separation is correct, and that's all. That's all my goal is. I really do want to separate from them. So, like, all of the people who really want to stay with the ABKC, I am happy for you. Stay your ass over there. Because the thing of it is, and I'm not the person to say, oh, if you short another registry, you know what I mean, then don't mess with me. You know what I mean? But oh, I love the staff. I love the staffy bulls too, man. I love damn near all these bull breeds. But I am strong in saying that a lot of those people over at the ABKC have done so much damage that it's best that they don't come around if they're bringing that same vibe and that same attitude. It's best that they don't come around. It's best that we leave them where they are because it's so much going on with that stuff. Like I say, it's not just the charges that some guys are going to face and all of that. It's just so much that comes along with it that you don't need that shit. You need people who can come in there and really talk dogs, really talked about super corrupt. You need, judges getting paid off and all that shit, giving certain dogs win. I mean, like I say, when I seen the dog had a damn chicken wing tail and he running around here talking about he was a grand champion, that was about the end of it for me. I was like, how? In what world does this dog become a grand champion? Yeah, them bull terriers is rough. I had a friend that he was in the military and they gave him a bull terrier as a service dog. And I told him, I said, you better watch that fool. He wasn't even there a week before he killed the little shih tzu. Over with. Sent him to that room they be talking about, the upper room. He sent him right there. Well, I mean, I knew the ABKC was gonna let the Merle in. I knew they was gonna do it, and to hear people already talking about the issues, the heart issues, the seizures, you know what I'm saying? Dogs having vision problems and stuff, and it's not going to do anything but get worse because literally I've already had a couple people send me banners where they're breeding Merles to Merles already, trying to make more Merles and get top dollar for it. It's scary. I don't know who the first. I don't follow those dogs like that. They disgust me. I'm not gonna lie. Just because I look, when I see Merle dogs in our community, it drives me so crazy because at a certain point in time, it's just like I know a few people who have some nice Merles, some nice, well balanced Merles. My guy Big Phil, he got some nice ones. But most of these dogs that you just already see it in them that it's about to be train wreck city, and the issues that are going to come along with these dogs is just going to be astronomical. So yeah, I don't know who the first one is, but I do know that, man, we are in trouble, as this continues. Because one of the things about those Merles is, man, their issues and the things that they bring to the table, it's very relentless. And once it's in your breed, and we had to think about this. Now the way that people are breeding the Merles, they're going to mix into the blood. AR definitely all about that bag. They're going to breed into the rest of these dogs like everyone else. Manuel, I've never pulled the paperwork on a Merle to see where the issues are coming from. I just, you sort of know it. It's sort of easy to find. You just see it, and it pops up. And it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate because I've seen so many new families that have their little Merle puppies, and they're all happy and excited, and they're falling for these guys' lies, and before you know it, they'll be reporting that their Merle puppy is dead too. And I think that's the saddest part, because we all get to that point to where we want to believe that somebody's going to do something right for the breed, and it's just not being done. Hey, y'all, please hit like and subscribe and all that good shit. If you want to send a donation, it's the $ TBKC dogs DOGS, and that's on Cash App. But I tell you what, though, we have to ask ourselves, like I'm telling you right now, I can't take any Merles. That's one thing that I'm not going to be taking at all. I don't want to start that trend. I want to get and someone asked me, well, what if the dog's dad is a Merle and this and that and the other? I'm not going to go so far back. We don't have the resources to study everything. But if your dog comes out with a Merle pattern, we're going to get rid of it. It's just that simple. We have to get rid of it, and we have to get rid of it just for integrity's sake. It's the same thing as, a dog with one testicle. That dog shouldn't be allowed to be in anybody's show ring with one testicle. A dog with bad hips. If the registry asks, for your hip test on your dogs, and you give us a test back and it's below, good, we honestly don't think that you should be breeding that dog, and we'll probably take it upon ourselves to go ahead and end your paperwork. We have to start doing these things because it's a responsibility to the breed over the next 10 years. Oh, Holly Reese definitely know all white dogs. Definitely know all white dogs. All white or albino, and it is a difference. The tick pattern, that's a great discussion, because most people know that the tick pattern is originally a bulldog pattern. But the dogs who used to have the tick pattern the most were the dogs from California, the Gotti line dogs. So the thought process with that is that the Gotti line dogs had been put some sort of American bulldog into their dogs a long time ago. Now, some of you might ask, why would we think it was American bulldog and not a Lapahawk? The reason being is because none of the the Gotti dog shows signs of Merle. The Lapahawk always has Merle in it because its roots are based back to the Catahoula. So you would always see that, but the Merle pattern wasn't coming out at all in the Gotti line dogs. It was more so the tick pattern. And so that would lead you back to believing that it was more of the American Bulldog, which traditionally does not carry a Merle gene, but carries the tick. And it's always been allowed, you know what I mean? Now that makes a lot of sense, Nori, because especially that makes a lot of sense because if you look at the way they had those big round heads, those is Johnson heads. Those is Johnson heads, you know. It makes a lot of sense, man. But I tell y'all, really, like I say, the ABKC is responsible for everything that went wrong with the breed. And it's up to us. And I'm not talking about the TBKC, but I'm talking about us as a community. It's up to us to do this Healthy Dogs Matter thing. If y'all pay close attention, I'll have Healthy Dog Matters t-shirts and hoodies and hats here very shortly. The t-shirts will actually be here at the first of the month. But we're going to push the movement. Y'all going to be surprised at some of the people that I have pushing the movement on TikTok and on YouTube and definitely on Instagram. And we just gonna push this movement because Healthy Dogs Matter is not just the American Bully, but it's all dogs. You know what I mean? I'm currently waiting. As I told y'all, we're gonna add to our guard dog collection. I'm currently waiting on a Borbol. I'm currently Mia's wanting her what is the dog? The Dogo. So I'm gonna make sure she get her Dogo before the year is out. Man, you asked about the grandbaby. I'm in love. She's beautiful. The other one to be here, she's due on the 8th. So she'll be here in the next couple of weeks. I got a funny feeling she's going to make it hard on me and try to come while I'm out on the road, and then I'm going to go crazy. But, man, I'm in love, man. I see why grandparents always act different. You know what I'm saying? Grandparents, grandparents act real different when it comes to the grandkids, because I'm all on Amazon and shit. It is a beautiful thing, man, and really for me it put life in perspective. It put a life a little bit more in perspective. Juan, those Denzel the Denzel shirts are actually coming at the same time. That's a double order. That's coming the same time, first of the month. The Denzel shirt will be for next month. The month after that, I'll just let it out the bag. The month after that, you will have the Notorious Juan Gotti and Cairo shirts. They will be introduced in the same month, and it's funny because they got a little West Coast, East Coast thing behind those. And every month thereafter, the plan is for the TBKC store is to do another Legends shirt. So you'll see a lot of the different Legends on there. You for sure will see a Remy shirt. You for sure will see a Paco shirt. Katrina, you missed the whole thing, but we'll be back tomorrow. Now, today was a shorter day because I actually have an appointment. I'll be on for another 10 minutes. But tomorrow, we'll be on actually tomorrow at the 11 o'clock hour. So I don't know what time that is there, but basically 2 hours ago from now. We'll be on at 11 o'clock, and we'll be on 11 o'clock Wednesday. So back-to-back days at 11 o'clock. But yeah, we'll be doing those shirts. But the main thing is that we want to just keep on pushing healthy dogs. You'll see some of my different breeds come in, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Yeah, Tremel, I got a presser, brother. You know what I mean. Matter of fact, I need to give him a call because he's throwing a TBKC show out here. And I was thinking about you. I was like, Katrina must be somewhere eating or something, or chilling, or maybe you had a chance to take a nap, unlike myself. But yeah, I got to press a guy and that's one of the things that y'all don't notice about this registry is diversity. You know what I mean? You'll see the Bulldog family. You'll see the Pressas, the Corsos, the South Africans. You know what I mean? We'll have a lot of working dogs. We're bringing in a large community. This is one of the highlights for me, is to say that I have 3 people who are not American Bully or any type of Bulldog people that are already throwing shows and plan on involving their breed clubs in it. And it's just a thing of, we want to be a part of a community that pushes health. That's it. Like I told y'all, I'm down on the wire as far as as far as breeding goes, I'm gonna breed now, and now that's still a long time, but it's not in dog breeding years. The most y'all will see me breed is another probably 8 years, and I'll be able to finish off what I consider to be a line, and then my boys will take over, and they'll continue to put the work in. But my thing after that is I'm just gonna stay on people's asses about breeding healthy dogs, dog education, really pushing forward to make the dogs overall better. We have to get back from the point of hey, much love, Tramel. We had to get back to the point of the dogs come first. Yeah, actually, James Galloway, I was actually the very first show we did. I was actually in the ring with a Hall of Famer. Pete just passed away, and he taught me a lot about the American Pit Bull Terrier, the real American Pit Bull Terrier, and you know it's a lot going on. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on, but we definitely will have those guys in the ring, and I don't think that you could have a real registry without having the game dogs in the ring. And I explained, I understand the differences in showing game dogs and everything of that nature. Uh, and we will get to the finer points of showing all of these dogs because all these dogs have different characteristics that of course when you have the game dogs in the ring, they need to be separated. They need a little more distance. And as I've told people before, the game dogs actually get awarded points for their aggressiveness towards other dogs, whereas the other breeds will be knocked off that aggression. Just like there's some understandable aggression from some certain breeds towards people that has to be understandable. It needs to be controlled for a show dog, but it is understandable. These are all things that I think in the dog education part we will be great. We're actually going to make looks like a Rolodex. It'll be laminated, and it'll highlight all the breeds, and we'll have those at the shows for people to go ahead and get and really educate themselves further and further on every breed. And we definitely look forward to. I've actually judged and worked with the ADBA. I was judging that when they were. I don't know if they ever went through with dealing with the American Bully, but I was one of the early judges when they were thinking about dealing with the American Bully. I did some shows in Florida with them and did their American Bully judging, and and did a little bit of I guess you would call it mentoring with a few of their judges. It was a great environment. I've never been around. A better group of dog people than when I was with the American Pit Bull Terrier people at those shows. Just the passion and just, it was strictly about being a dog man. You know what I mean? And I listen to some of them dudes and they get to telling them stories about their dogs and this dog was that dog and, and the characteristics of that dog and this dog was a bad mother. And you know what I mean? It was a beautiful experience because that's where my heart rests with those dogs. Don't you turn that down? And we sort of lost the magic. We sort of lost the magic. Of what it means to what I mean to. I ain't getting into no slap fights, Ryan. I just like to watch them and laugh at people. Now I can't wait to get back to jiu-jitsu. I've been off of jiu-jitsu for like a month and a half, which has been a great experience because I mean not a great experience, but it's been great because my body got a chance to heal up. What do I think of Michael Vick? I really, I don't have a problem with Mike Vick to the extent that some people do. I just think that, I think that I love to see the transition that Mike Vick has made to going from a bad situation with the dogs to more of a dog advocate. And one of the best parts about Mike Vick, I can say, as following him, and now he's allowed to have dogs and different things of that, is that, you grow up in a culture and it's looked at totally different than what we look at with things with dogs today. I know a lot of people who, if you talk to them about rolling dogs and different things, there's nothing to them. I've never rolled a dog, but I do love the way that Mike Vick has taken the opportunity to have that downfall and make it into a positive. As to now, he tours around and mentors people about animal cruelty and how to treat animals and different things like that. So I think Mike Vick has made a a good situation, you know, out of his out of what went bad for him, you know. Like, okay, you chill out for 1 second. Yeah, you know, and I do believe in the redemption story, you know. And so yeah, I really like what he's doing. And it's funny that you actually brought Mike up, you know what I mean? Is that you know, he's another individual that if people reach out to him, he does not mind helping, he does not mind speaking, he does not mind being an advocate for animal rights and doing things the right way, you know. He went through a learning period, and I feel like he's very, very genuine in the stuff that he speaks about now, you know what I mean? I don't know a lot about the flock guardian dogs. There's some dogs that I've heard about, but I don't know a lot about them. You know what I mean? It's like my brain is so far all over these dogs. You sort of have to remember, like, now I'm learning about 30 plus breeds of dogs. Throughout the years, I've been involved in the Rottweilers, I've been involved in the Dobermans, I've been involved in the South African Boerboel, the English Bulldog, the French Bulldog, the American Bully, you know what I mean, the American Pit Bull Terrier, the Staffy, you know, so it's a lot, you know, so I'm catching up on them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into them. I'm gonna have to look into them. You know, I'm a dog person, so I love to learn about dogs. You know, I love to learn about animals. That's my problem. I've been studying the miniature cows here lately, and it just I'm all over with the animal thing. Is probably why I wanna. Yeah, Papa Pitt is Ron. Yeah, that's probably why I wanted to be a veterinarian once upon a time. I'm just an animal lover in general. So any information y'all get, you know, like that y'all think there's, you know, a little bit mind you know, mind enhancing as far as knowledge go, man, shit, don't ever be afraid to send it over to me. I love to learn as much as I can about dogs. I'm still learning stuff, like I say, about Dalmatians, the Clumber Spaniel, the fox what is it, hold on, no, let me get it right. The one I've been studying more now is the Pharaoh Hound, the Clumber Spaniel, which those are not breeds that we have, but I just like to hear the history of them and different things like that. Yeah, they're pretty cool. It's another one, the King Charles. I think it's the King Charles Spaniel that I was looking at. The Kangos and the Caucasian Shepherds. Those are two of my favorite dogs. Monsters, very, very nasty attitudes. Probably will never own one, but but they are monsters, and they have a purpose. You know, they come from there. And I think that anytime, yeah, I know we're winding down to the end, but anytime that we talk about dogs, I think the most beautiful part about the dogs is that damn, I gotta learn about these babies, Holly. Yeah, I got to learn about they can kill a bear. Woo, I got to learn about them. Livestock Guardian. I'm gonna be do some reading on them later. I love it, you know. But this is the part about dogs that most people miss out on, is that every dog has a purpose and is supposed to have certain capabilities and is supposed to act a certain way, move a certain way. You know, the dimensions are supposed to be a certain way. This is what really makes you a dog person. You know, not the fire emojis and how much you spent money for of you and all that. That's just hyperbole bullshit. When it comes down to it, the fine art of making these dogs is just who, you know what I mean? The miniature zebu. I'm gonna have to look into that. I gotta text myself some of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? The miniature zebu. But yeah, you know, it's been, you know, this has been a great live. I'm gonna be back 11 tomorrow. Like I said, I got a little appointment, a little couple calls that I need to make also. Just got up here a little bit later than I wanted to, doing some other stuff with the dogs. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna jump right back into really what we didn't get into much of, is the effect of everything that we see going on with the registries and what needs to change. Also tomorrow I want to get into the lineage of so we can start jumping into some of these breeds. I started this before. See, I gotta look up all this stuff, man. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna get into the messages and look it up because y'all got me going. Y'all got me going a little bit. I gotta take pictures of my messages and shit. You know what I mean? I gotta take pictures of the message just so I can get it going. Oh yeah, the miniature cows is where it's at. That's what Dooney wants. So I'll probably end up with about 4 of them babies. Yeah. Yeah, the Irish Wolfhound is scary as hell. I love them. They have a great origin story, but they are scary. They are, they are scary. You know what I mean? They are, yeah, they can get after it. They're not what they look like. I'll say that. You know, but I wanna be one of the. I wanna be the old guy that knows everything about every breed one day. You know, I wanna learn everything about every damn breed I can one day. Yeah, I'm gonna get her a cow. She want cows. She got to get it. You know what I mean? She got to get it. Russ. Yeah, man. Yeah, she's. We gonna get the cow. They get up to. I think the biggest they get up to is like between 250 and 300. Um. So you know what I mean. They graze in the whole nine. They're not as big as their counterparts, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to handle and teach her some little responsibility of feeding her cows and cleaning up. She's getting bigger, so of course I go out there and we got to because I don't want her to get trampled or nothing. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with getting a couple little miniature cows. Hey, you want a zoo, you got to get a zoo. That's what you buy the damn acres for. You want a farm or a zoo, you got to buy that. Who knows what's next? It's a damn crazy ass chicken running around the house right now, so dude keep on escaping, man. He's an escape artist. Damn chicken. You just be walking. You just be looking through the living room. Damn chicken sitting up on the couch. Yeah. Old Tutu got to get his ass up out of here. But anyway, man, I thank y'all for your time. Make sure y'all hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I will catch y'all tomorrow, 11 sharp. I might even be here a little earlier so y'all see the thing going up, but it'll be a countdown or whatever. But I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow we definitely need to finish up about the Abkc's nonsense, and we got to get into. See, y'all giving me more animals to look up, and we want to tomorrow feature some, at least a half hour to talk about the South African Boerboel, its size, its purpose, a little bit of the disputes about the colors. And the reason why I'm telling y'all that we got to talk about the South African is don't be surprised how prevalent they are in the TBKC. We've got a big following. We got several of the larger breeders who are planning on shoveling dogs that way for shows and different things. So it's gonna be on. Right now it's only a couple, but we're about to expand to about 15. All right, Katrina, you better be on. You better be on time. Well, 15 to 27, looking between the two properties right now. So we'll see which one it goes with. Of course, I want the 27. Here we go with the evolution. I'm out on y'all, Eric. As I always tell y'all, if you gonna drink, drink good. Don't be drinking that damn wild Irish rose. You know what I mean? Get you a good Merlot or something, a Merlot. If you gonna eat, don't be eating that Domino's. I'm gonna stay on their ass because they gave me the bubble guts one day and I ain't forgave them. Get you a good. Well, we got Merlot, so let's get us a good filet McNugget, filet mignon. And if you gonna smoke, don't be smoking that shit that your uncle growing back there in the yard. Go get you some of that good Mike Tyson or Moon Rocks or whatever. And if you're gonna do that thing that me and Rihanna keep doing to make all these beautiful babies, make sure you do it right or he or she might leave your ass. I will see y'all tomorrow, 11 o'clock Central Time. God bless all y'all. Much love. Peace out.